Konnichiwa. Bienvenidos. Ahlan wa sahlan. Back to the channel, and today we are going to get into the hot topic here on my channel of how to write a language diary or a language journal in order to learn a new language, whether it be French, German, Arabic, Spanish, Japanese, or Mandarin. This will help you reach fluency a lot quicker than any of the things you have been doing so far. And a lot of people may ask, why a diary? Well, a diary is perfect because you are simultaneously practicing three components of language learning all at the same time: reading, writing, and speaking. And let me break down exactly how you'll be doing all three of those things with just by writing in your diary. First things first, writing. Pen and paper and getting your ideas out. Next thing you will be able to do is, after you finish writing that diary prompt or that diary entry for the day, you can read back, which allows you to practice your reading skills in the language, and also read it aloud so that you can hear yourself, hear what you sound like. You can practice that accent and that pronunciation, and it's a one-stop shop. The most important thing to remember is that vocabulary is key to being successful in a language. The more vocabulary that you collect, the easier it will be to get your ideas out on paper and be able to talk about more and more things. Now, in this video, I will be going into how to write in this language journal if you are a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. So let's get right into it. If you're a beginner, no te preocupes, la taklak, don't worry. The first thing that you need to do is to get down pronunciation. If you're a beginner and you don't know the sounds that the letters make, don't start writing in your journal just yet. Master the letter sounds, master the pronunciation, and once you do that, then you can move on to this journal. It'll just make your process a lot easier. After doing that, I also need you to get a good understanding of the sentence structure in the language. For example, in English, we do the SVO sentence structure, meaning we do our subject, our verb, and then our object. For example, I eat apples. Our subject is I, eat is our verb, and then apples is our object. You need to understand the language that you're learning, if it has the same structure or a different structure. So when you are building these sentences, you understand what's going on and you can understand the patterns. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to pick a topic. If you are a beginner, don't worry. We are going to keep it very simple because we want you writing, we want you practicing, we want you using the language. But we don't want to make it too hard for you that you quit in the end. So my suggestion is for you to start with sentence starters. Example, take the topic as likes and dislikes. Today you're going to write in your journal about things that you like and things that you dislike, just so that you can really find the pattern of the language, because every language is different. Every language has different sentence structure, but all languages seem to follow the same pattern. Of course, there's rule breakers, but in the very beginning, we're going to start very simple. So for example, you can start with likes and dislikes. In Spanish, a sentence starter could be me gusta. Okay? Me gusta means I like. So pick up your journal and start listing things that you like in your journal. Okay? Me gusta viajar. Me gusta pizza. Me gusta ir al parque con mis amigos. But talk about things that you actually like to do, things that actually come up in your everyday lives, so that when you do meet a person and they do ask you the question of ¿qué te gusta hacer? ¿Qué te gusta? You can answer simply without thinking, oh, me gusta ir al cine, me gusta bailar, me gusta cantar, y things like this. And if you want to go even deeper into it, then you can start to talk about things that you don't like. And the way to begin that is to say, no me gusta. And now, just simply from one day of writing your journal, you know how to express likes and dislikes in your target language. And the biggest thing that I want you to take away while you're doing this in the very beginning is to really start to see the patterns of the language. I know it may seem like a lot of repetition and a lot of I like, but with time, the next day, you can try to search up different transition words that you can add into your prompts or your journals to make it sound more fluid for you. Okay? And you can also find native speakers to speak with and have them review your journal, or another great way is to use AI. And you can use AI and you can tell them, okay, how can I make this sound more natural? And they'll give you options and you can tell them your level. Oh, I'm an A1 learner, I'm B1, I'm C2, and just let them know and they can help you as well. I also want to say, when you are looking up different vocabulary words and you're writing your journal and you're titling the page, please make sure everything is in the target language. Keep English or your native language out of it as much as possible. Even when you learn a new word and you put it on the left side, I want you to make a picture for it. I want you to make it relatable to you. I want you to try your best not to put it in your native language, because you guys have to understand. That is why people struggle speaking a language, because they're constantly translating in their head. But if you show me this and you say botella, 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 and you never say, oh, this is bottle. Botella means bottle. The only thing I'm going to think of when I see this is botella, botella. So no matter how hard it is, please do not put the translations in your native language. Another thing that a beginner can do that can seem a little more interesting to you is you can talk about your routine in the day. So say, for example, you've watched the video about how to use reflexive verbs in Spanish. Me levanto a las, I got up at, boo, boo, boo. Spanish, things seem to be like the same again and again. There's patterns, like I was telling you before. So figure out those verbs for I woke up, I ate, I showered, that is your routine for the day. You can reread that every day. Your beginning sentence can be, hoy me levanto a las boo boo boo. And then you can go into your diary of what you did in the day. But this one is not beginner, but as time progresses and you get more advanced and you learn those reflexive verbs and those different things, this is another topic that you can use. Now, if you're intermediate or advanced, then you need a lot more of a challenge. And the best thing to do is to pick a topic you care about, because when you pick something you care about, I always say that you remember things best when you experience it. So picking something you care about, you can reread and actually happen to you, well, it's going to be easier for the new vocabulary to stick and the new phrases. For example, my weekend, my dream job, travel, anything like this is perfect. Your first step is to pick vocabulary that you don't know, that you're certain that you're going to use when you start writing. And you're going to put that on the left page. You're going to put that new vocabulary and you're not going to put the English translation, because like I said, we don't want to be constantly trying to translate in our head when we're trying to speak out loud. We just want to know what we're going to say, just like we do when we're speaking our native language. After you've done that, put the word in the target language and then maybe draw a picture for it or make something that's going to help you remember what that means. If you are at the intermediate level and you are working towards the advanced level, I want you to make sure you have a couple of transition words in the target language that are used very frequently. These transition words are going to help your writing flow a lot more fluidly, instead of sounding like I woke up in the morning, I ate breakfast. It's not going to sound so robotic when you write it. And if you're an advanced learner, try to look up some slang in the language so that you can sound more like a native speaker from the country that you're trying to learn a language from. For example, try to learn some Jordanian slang, try to learn some slang from Spain, try to incorporate that into your writing, and that's definitely going to bring you more to the advanced level, because you are able to, communicate how a native would communicate. And then after this, you are going to treat that left page like your word bank, and you are going to begin writing. And the next tip I will give for you when you begin writing is to write like you're talking to a friend. Please do not write like you're talking to your professor. You need it to be natural, because when you go out into the real world and you speak with these native speakers, I don't want you to sound like a book. I want you to sound natural. I want you to sound like you're relaxed, you're calm, and like you're talking to your friend. You don't want to be sitting there like, hola, yo tengo 3 años y estudié en la universidad. Like, no, we're not going to sound like that. Instead, you're going to sound like, hola, buenas, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo fue el día? ¿Bien? Like, you're gonna sound a lot more natural. That's the goal. So whatever you write in your diary is gonna translate. And after you write in your diary, I need you to practice it out loud in your room, in the mirror. Practice that pronunciation, practice that accent to the best of your ability. So for my intermediate and my advanced learners, add those transitions, add those filler words. You know how in English we say, I mean, figure out how to say that. And in Arabic, it's yani. And in Spanish, it's sea or digo. Try to find those filler words so that when you're speaking in the target language, you're not saying filler words from English. Then you sound a little less natural and things are a little more awkward when you're just like, And the third step is to use AI and native speakers to help correct your diary. If you are a person who is perfectionist and you just want to make sure you're saying everything the right way, my best tip is for you to meet with a native speaker, whether that's a friend, family member, or you can go on a platform like italki, Preply, and you can speak with native speakers and they can correct your diary or be like, okay, no, but we actually say this. This is a lot more common. Oh, this is actually used in this country, but in our country, we say this. They can give you better tips. And with AI as well, you can send a picture of your diary and send it to them. Hey, can you correct this? Can you make sure this is the Spanish dialect? Can you tell me what level I'm writing at? Am I A1? Am I C2? Can you let me know? And that'll be a great way to correct your writing and actually have you saying the right thing. And over time, you will start to see your sentences getting getting a lot more smoother. Your speaking as well will change because you will start incorporating those transitions, those slang words, and those commonly used phrases that you were not using maybe a week before. I think my favorite part of this is step 4, and that's reading aloud. Reading aloud really helps me with the pronunciation. It helps me speak quicker, and it helps me just really know what I'm going to say. It helps me remember it for when I'm speaking the next time and really master the accent that I'm trying to master. Language learning is definitely, when you're language learning by yourself, it's a lot of acting, okay? So when you're reading aloud, you really have to be an actor. You have to really pretend like you are talking to your friend. You are storytelling right now, because eventually it will be actually happening. You will be storytelling, but this just helps you practice doing it before it actually happens so that it's natural. There's no stuttering, there's no awkwardness, there's no blanks. You just know what to say because you've said it all before. You can even go as far as reading it aloud and recording yourself and listening back, making sure when you listen to yourself, okay, yeah, I said that pronunciation, I ate that up, I said it really well, and oh no, I need to work on that. I need to work on that pronunciation. Maybe I need to go back to the drawing board with that sound. I'll show you an example with my Spanish diary. A ver. Hola, soy yo. Ojalá que todo esté bien contigo. Este es mi tercer año en la escuela. Te cuento un poco sobre mi vida como profesora. Soy profesora de inglés en un colegio bilingüe. Mis alumnos vienen de diferentes países de Latinoamérica. Por eso, cada día aprendo palabras nuevas, porque cada país tiene su propio slang o dialecto. No sé cómo se llama slang en español, pero bueno, te explico. Por ejemplo, en España se dice coche, pero en otros países puede ser carro. Es algo muy curioso y me encanta porque amo aprender idiomas. Pues eso es todo por ahora. Nos vemos pronto. Chao. And that is what I wrote for Spanish. And in that, I was able to tell you a little bit about my life as a professor, what I do, the type of school that I work in, and the students that I have. So that is kind of what you want to do. It seems like I'm telling someone a story. I'm storytelling. To a friend. It doesn't sound like, oh, I'm writing this to my professor. And it's like, okay, today I did this. Then I did this. It doesn't sound like, it sounds more like, it has a lot more flow. And that's what you want to work on if you are intermediate or advanced level. Advanced level, you're already probably able to do this, but at the advanced level, you want to be a little more cool with it, a little more, I don't know, like I threw in slang here, and I threw in like different transition words, which is amazing. But as the advanced level, what I'm trying to do is to build up more stronger vocabulary with my Spanish. And now I will read you my diary in Arabic, and this is probably will be a little bit slower because I'm learning a different dialect from what I'm learning a different kind of Arabic from what I studied in university, making me a little more beginner in Arabic. But the only thing that's better now is that I can read Arabic, but I may not know everything I'm saying. So I try to keep this simple, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit about, my Arabic journey with the language. So here goes nothing. أهلا بدي see, and this is why you need to practice to get it again, because when you mess up, you just start over again. بالجامعة درست الفصحى بس خلا بدي أتعلم اللهجة الشامية. العربي هو لغتي المفضلة لأنه لغة حلوة. كلمتي المفضلة هي تقلق يعني worry بالإنجليزية. يوم من الأيام راح أسافر الأردن وأخي عربي مع نسخنك. That was hard. أهلا، أنا كلية بحب اللغة العربية. أنا درست عربي بالجامعة. أول شيء كان صعب. خلا بقدر أقرأ وأكتب شوي. درست الفصحى خلا بدي أتعلم لهجة الشام. عربي لغتي المفضلة. بحبها لأنها حلوة. كلمتي المفضلة تقلق يعني worry بالإنجليزية. يوم من الأيام بدي أروح الأردن and as you can see, that was a little more of a struggle, but with time, the more I practice, it will get better. Te prometo. Okay? La تقلق. No worries. Alright guys, that's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're a beginner, please remember, pick a topic, use sentence starters, and keep it short. For intermediate and advanced learners, pick a topic, build your vocabulary, and please write naturally as if you are talking to a close friend. And add transitions to sound a little more natural. Make sure to use AI, native speakers, to help correct your writing, your pronunciation, and anything like that. And 4, don't forget to read out loud to improve pronunciation. Remember, it doesn't matter if you're perfect. The goal is comfort and consistency. And a diary makes language a daily part of your life. We'll be posting more examples of Spanish and Arabic along the way, so continue to like, comment, and subscribe to see my journey with these languages. And like I always say, don't say I never told you anything, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.